Alright, here we're going to tie a pretty simple but effective chironomid. I'm going to use a couple colors for the rib, one silver and one red holographic tinsel, and so you cover a wide range of different chironomids. So it's effective that way. Tying in your black thread. Start with silver wire. She's in small silver wire. I don't know, sometimes I can go extra small in a size 18 here, or small gives a nice kind of bump, which helps with that segmented look. Kind of tuck the end into the bead. Get it right down the side. This is a pretty important part. I really want that wire tucked in to the bead and going flat down the side. If it twists or anything, as you build up the thread, you'll see that twist all the way through. So I just guide it as I wrap the thread down to the curve of the hook. Not quite to the curve. Now I'm going to add in my, it's kind of a wine colored holographic tinsel. This wine color is, holographic tinsel is flat, so you can tie that in at the end and it won't make too much of a bump at all. You want that taper down to the butt. Oh, come on, get in there. There we go. Okay. So I tie down to the curve and do 2 wraps behind everything. And touching turns back up. It takes a while to feel those touching turns. If you leave a bit of a gap, that's okay, your thread will fill it in. But if you go over top and then keep going, what you're going to see is it leaves a bump. And again, that bump will keep going as you go, will keep getting bigger as you go over and over. So you definitely don't want to overlap. You want touching turns or even a bit of a gap. At the end, you just have to be careful your wire doesn't twist up as well. There, you can see that's pretty even all the way around. So with the 5/64 bead, I like to taper from the top, going down about 1/4, back up 1/2, back up 3/4, back up, and then maybe one last one. We'll see how it goes. So again, touching turns, about 1/4, back up, spin, and flatten. Okay, now go down about 1/2, back up, spin and flatten. 3/4. Here I'm going to flatten out at the end to make sure I keep it thin and nice and smooth, that taper. And back up. It's looking pretty good. I think one more flat layer here. You know, some people say thin to win. I like them a bit thicker. There we go. If you look at naturals, they're quite thick across the back, thin on the side, so having both types are good. Do a little half hitch. Gonna do my wire first. You'll see why in a minute, and I try and get my 7 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I generally like to tie that wire in at the end. Hang on. Camera's kind of in the way. I gotta shorten. There. Okay. Couple turns in front, couple turns behind. Helicopter. Gone. I like to add another half hitch here. Make sure it's all secure, and then I follow with my holographic tinsel. I'm pulling slightly towards the wire so that it stays tight to the wire. There. Okay. And wrap that in. Here I like to use an X-Acto knife to get it nice and tight. Whip finish. Tighten. I give a little pull. Trim. UV. And spread it around with the bobbin picking needle here. Two schools of thought. You could have it really smooth with a lot of UV resin, or you could keep it pretty thin so you could kind of see the bumps of the wire. I kind of like it a little thinner, so I'll use a paper towel to take off the excess. Keep spreading it out. I keep cleaning off the needle until those bumps stay. They don't fill in there. Hit it with the light. And donezo.